and there's been a lack of transparency surrounding what's happened here. We at Friends of the Everglades brought a federal lawsuit with our partners at Center for Biological Diversity last Friday because we're very concerned about ecological impacts. The site is 96% wetlands. It's habitat for the endangered Florida panther and other species that have been confirmed on the site. There's light pollution concerns, noise concerns, and the bottom line is the federal government needs to look before it leaps, even when it's acting in partnership with the state of Florida.
And Eve, I absolutely want to talk about that lawsuit. But first, the president is blaming the prior administration, the Biden administration, for even needing Alligator Alcatraz. I'd like to listen to some of what he said.
This is all because of an open border policy where 25 million people flowed in. From all over the world, from prisons, from all over the world they flowed in. For no reason whatsoever. When I left, we had a very powerful border. We had no problem. He opened it up. Day one, he just opened the border. People couldn't believe it. They were standing there. What did they do? They said, go in. That's it. You look at the first day tapes. They opened it up and they said, go in. And that's where all of this began. But this is an amazing thing that they've done here.
But listen, people don't have to come here. If they self-deport and go home, they can come back legally. We will let them come back legally.
And there is a lot of self-deportation.
Yes, but if you wait and we bring you to this facility, you don't ever get to come back to America.
All right, Eve, so you hear it right there. I mean, the argument that, hey, these people don't have to come here. Do you think this type of facility is a direct consequence of the former administration's actions or lack of actions?
So at Friends of the Everglades, our mission is to preserve, protect, and restore the only Everglades in the world. And we're very concerned about the undermining of the state and federal investment in protecting and restoring the Everglades. We spent tens of billions of dollars, state and federal taxpayers, to restore this ecosystem. And this kind of intense activity at the site, again, with no environmental impact analysis as required by state law, is a major concern. To us, the debates about immigration are separate from our work and our task. We're working to protect America's Everglades. And I can tell you, I have actually waded in the waters around this site in Big Cypress National Preserve, gone on a swamp walk, as many of us native Floridians like to do. And I did not get run off by alligators or pythons, so I'll add that.
All right. Well, that actually is a little reassuring because I can tell you, as a non-Florida native, I don't know that I would want to wade in the waters there. So, Eve, speaking of that, the president is talking about the security of this facility. Let's listen to that.
I don't always have land so beautiful and so secure. We have a lot of bodyguards and a lot of cops that are in the form of alligators. You're not dependent so much. But I wouldn't want to run through the Everglades for long. We'll keep people where they're supposed to be.
All right, so the president, they're talking about keeping people where they're supposed to be. But do you think dubbing this Alligator Alcatraz is dehumanizing, with critics saying that the facility itself is cruel and inhumane?
This proposal was rolled out on a cable news network by the Attorney General of Florida with a catchy video and a catchy name, and it really glossed over the environmental impacts that we're so concerned about. And perhaps the president needs to come on a swamp walk with Friends of the Everglades and see what the Everglades are really about.
All right, so let's talk about this lawsuit, Eve, alleging that the facility violates environmental policy, the Endangered Species Act. I'd like to listen to what some of Florida's Governor, Ron DeSantis, had to say about this directly.
All these guys, have a waste plan, like the wastewater gets trucked out, potable water gets, literally, they have, even our DOT has put things up in case there's any seepage, which we don't. So you are literally doing this on concrete that's already here. So I don't think those are valid and even good faith criticisms, because it's not going to impact the Everglades at all. President's been a champion. We've been a champion, really changed the game in Florida on it. I think it's just people don't want to see illegal immigrants deported, and that's their ideology, and they have a right to that. But illegal immigration's unpopular, so they know that they're going to have less effect. So they're going to try, oh, well, no, it's just about the Everglades. But really, I think a lot of those people, they just don't want to see illegals deported. Because if you actually hear, everyone's here, you obviously know there's zero land that's being disturbed.
Okay, so Eve, the governor there is saying there's zero land that's being disturbed. He says this will not affect the Everglades. I want to hear your response And do you think this facility could potentially be closed due to some of these technicalities?
So it's interesting to hear the governor deflect from the environmental concerns, because when Governor DeSantis took office in early 2019, he really positioned himself as an Everglades governor, as an environmental governor. And for this proposal to move forward without any transparency, we've had to cobble together details through public records requests. No formal public input has been allowed. So if there are no environmental concerns, why have there been dozens, if not hundreds, of dump trucks with fill documented moving onto the site over the past week? Asphalt trucks. There's now light pollution in the Everglades. We got documentation last night from the Miccosukee tribe residents who live nearby. This was some of the best dark sky area in all of the southeastern United States before. Now, 3 miles away from the site, it looks like a stadium in the distance. So there are real concerns that, again, simply have to be evaluated under federal law. And that's why we filed suit last Friday with our partners to ensure that it is. In terms of halting activity at the site, that's what we're seeking to do. We're asking the court for an injunction so that this environmental analysis can occur. This is about safeguarding taxpayer money. This is about protecting the nature we have left in Florida. We feel very passionate, and we think Floridians of all political stripes agree with us. We've heard from conservative hunters, and we've heard from tree huggers on the other side of things. So this is not a partisan issue.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.